Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And in a previous show, I did an interview with Doug, KE5CDK, who is very knowledgeable of digital radio, specifically DMR, digital mobile radio, for amateur radio operators. And Doug mentioned several websites that could give you additional information. Of course, you can go on YouTube and search for DMR or digital radio, or even one of the specific radios such as the Retivus RT82 and get information. But I want to show you some pretty interesting websites that can get you kind of into DMR. So here we go. And these are not in any order. They're just kind of random order. The first one here, and I will provide links to each one of these down in the description below this video. This is an active one that is monitoring DMR activity, real time. Well, basically real time. And you can see over here, this is the time in UTC. It is what time is it? It's 7. It's just past 7 o'clock here in Clearwater, so that would be 1200 UTC. And you can see DMR is really active. This gives you the user ID. This is the DMR ID that you get when you register. And then over here is the user's name and where he's located. And you can see this. There's a lot of activity going on right now. This is Monday morning, but lots of activity, especially over in Europe. That's kind of where this whole thing started, is over in Europe. But there's a lot in the United States, all over the world. And these people are talking to other people throughout the world. So this is give you kind of an indication of activity. Let's go to the next one. Now this is similar. It's in a different format, and there's a couple of locations you can monitor. This particular one, this link was sent to me by Doug, and this is the control center for the Lone Star Net in Texas. And again, it's the activity that's going on. And so I can use my radio and talk on my radio through one of my local repeaters, and then the activity will show up on this webpage. And this is kind of specific to the Lone Star Net area, but that net, like other ones, is connected worldwide. So the activity here is not as busy. Okay, let's go to another one. But it does constantly update. Here's another one. This one is very unique in that it will even let you listen to people that are on the digital network. And you'll see over here, you'll see who's talking. It'll show the audio level, and then there's kind of a spectrum display. And I'm offline right now, so I have to click on this, I believe. And I should go, no, I was online. Okay, I always get those backwards whether it's offline or online. Okay, I can't get it to update. Okay, let's move on and we'll come back to this one. But this is pretty neat in that you can actually hear the audio from the people that are listed here. Okay, here's the next one. This is similar to the one that I showed you that's in Texas, but this one is in Florida. So this is another area, this area being Florida, of transmissions. And it gives you the source ID. This is the ID. Some information about that particular person and what group, as Doug mentioned about groups, what group that person is talking on. Now, what's really nice about this that I didn't mention before, it has this signal level of the person that transmitted. And you can see there's a lot of zeros here, which means the signal level was real strong. That's the best case. Then like here's a minus 95.9. So that particular transmission was quite low coming into the repeater. When I've used my radio and tried to contact one of the local repeaters here, that number is like 120, really bad. So I'm just barely making the repeaters. And of course, not ideal conditions. I'm in my office with all this interference going on from computers and stuff, so not ideal. I did very quickly, temporarily, connect an external antenna to my radio, to my Retevis RT82, and it's a disc cone antenna, so it's not really designed for the specific frequency of 70 centimeters, which is what the repeater is on. That helped. I think I got down to like a minus 90. Again, the smaller that number minus, the better. So let me just see if I can see anything besides a minus 90. Yeah, here's a minus 50. That's better than the minus 95. 0 is best. And here's a 106 and a 109. I was like a minus 120. Oh, there's a 123, so there's somebody worse than me. So that guy is just barely making the repeater. So this website is useful if you have a radio and are having trouble connecting to a local repeater. You can see if you're getting in at all. You can see, well, there's Spring Hill, Florida. Okay, there's a repeater near me, but it's probably 40 miles away. So I definitely couldn't reach that one. The one I can reach there's one in Dunedin and there's one in St. Pete. And I can barely reach those. And if I'm in a sweet spot in my office upstairs, I can pretty much talk on it. But I'm just barely making it. All right, that's another one. Okay, we'll go to this one. This is a listing of DMR repeaters, talk groups in Florida that you can contact. And here's a list of them. So these are all the talk groups. Now, as Doug pointed out, talk groups are kind of it's a group. And you can program your radio to talk to on these particular talk groups. Like a very popular one is TAC 310. So when Doug helped me program the Retevis, we put in 310, I think 311, 312, some other ones. I think a 3100, I don't see 3100, but 3100 is another one. So these are the talk groups that you can get to. Oh, there's 3100 right there. You can get to via the repeaters that are in Florida. And that's the key, is you're going to be talking or connecting with or communicating with a repeater in your area. Initially, that's how you initially get in. Then that repeater is connected to repeaters all over the world. It's kind of how the network works. So that's that. And you can look this up for other areas, not just Florida. I just looked it up Florida because that's where I live. Okay. This is the DMR-MARC website. This is kind of the key website. Number one, when you get your radio, you'll have to come here and use this register ID, which you put in your call sign and your name. I think that's all you have to put in the United States. And then within 24 hours, it will send, once it verifies you're legitimate, it will send you, and your email address, it will send you an email with your ID. And my ID is like 31.5 something. So it's way up there. That's how many there are of these IDs. So that's how you register initially. You use this website. Then the other things you can do on this website is you can look for repeaters. Click over here. You can look for repeaters. So there's repeaters throughout the United States. You can zoom in. Let's go to Florida. Zoom in a little more. Zoom in a little more. Okay, so there shows, like for instance, it shows some repeaters in Tampa. I can't reach those repeaters. They're too far away. If I zoom in more, okay, here's the ones I'm talking about. The one up here and the one down here. Those are the two that I can barely reach using the rubber ducky antenna that comes with the radio. So those are the two that I'm working with right now. The other thing is you can go to the databases that's on here, and there's a user database, so you can look up a user or get a file of users in a certain area. Let me just go through this quickly. I'm not going to pick one out, but I'll just show you the format. So you can put in all this information or any of this information and look up in their database that particular person. Like for instance, we will do KE4GSK. That's me. So we'll say search and see if it finds me better. I hit the wrong letter there. Didn't get a K. Kind of working in the dark here to keep it cool in my office. Okay, there I am. Bruce T. Stiles. Yes, my first name is Bruce. Well, go ahead and make fun of me. So there it is. There's my ID and everything else. So that's how you can look somebody up. Or we take that out. And let's say I'm looking for people in my city. So I'm going to look up Clearwater. Okay. And we'll say search. And this is all the people that are registered in the database, which are 87,000 people registered in my area. So what I did, oh gosh, a month ago now, is I did this and I tried to contact these people to see if they could help me. Well, I sent emails to about half a dozen people and I got either no response or, yeah, I'm trying to figure it out myself. So I didn't get much help, and luckily Doug came to my rescue and we got this thing working. So this is another great location to find out, people around you, who is there around you that's using DMR. All right, and the last one I have, which is one of the more interesting ones, but he's still working on this software, so it's still got a few bugs, is DMR Track. And again, this is kind of another listing of activity on DMR. And the thing that I was really looking forward to using is this right here, is the map. Oh, it's working now. I couldn't get it to work 3 or 4 days ago, and I sent him an email, and he says, I'm trying to get it working. It's working. All right, I love it. I'm glad that you responded so quickly. So here's a map of DMR activity, and it's being updated. So this is pretty cool now that he's got this working. I like it. So anyway, these are some places you can go to find out more information about DMR, to find out users that are out there using it, to find out activity. Let's go back to this one here. Here's the activity. You can see this is worldwide activity, and you can see it just scrolling off the page. That's the one problem is if I see something, like I see a person here, let's see, here's a person in Tallahassee. It'll scroll off the screen before I get to see it, and you can't go up and down. It's gone, it's gone. So one thing I would do is I would turn on my screen capture software while I'm watching this and then record it, and then I could play it back later. And if I see something that looks interesting, I could view it. All right, I think I've babbled enough. I hope I've given you enough information about DMR to get you excited like I am. In the next few shows, not necessarily the very next show, but the next few shows, I will be going into detail about the Retivas RT82 and its functions and things about it. So, if you enjoyed the show, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.